Hello, my viewers. Welcome back to the episode of Arsenal Live. My video title, what the video's about? Steelers training camp, day number 5. Actually rhymed. Arsenal Live, day number 5. I'm rapping today, guys. But first thing first on the topic, we got Najee Harris foot injury. I believe it's his left foot. They hit the medical team on practice field when they was practicing. Went over to check on Najee. It looked like it wasn't that bad of an injury, but you never know. Sometimes little tic-tac stuff. So hopefully it's not that bad of an injury. It didn't look that bad, but hopefully it's not bad at all. Like that. They probably have some reports on it, unless they already have some now that didn't see. But Najee has a foot injury. So hopefully that gets situated like that. Because I believe the NFL, actually, the first preseason game is this Thursday. It's the Jaguars versus the Raiders, which is kind of a weird matchup. But I think that's the first game. I don't know if that's considered the Hall of Fame game. I think it is the Hall of Fame game like that. So we'll see the Jags versus the Raiders. I'm gonna be watching, of course. It's football. I'm gonna be watching and seeing stuff. And I think our first one, I believe, is on August 10th? It's one of these days. It's on one of these days. Right there. I think it's August the 10th. I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken though. It's one of these days. I think it's next week though. So we'll see how things go for the preseason. I'm gonna be live streaming the preseason games too. I'm doing a live watch, so you guys can come join and watch the Arsenal. Watch the games. The next topic on the list, we had George Pickens. They said that George Pickens didn't get any special team. He wasn't playing on special teams, participating in special teams, which could be a good sign. It means that he maybe about to be implemented into the offense like heavily. Like you don't want your guy who's going to be have a lot of targets in the offense and like playing special teams. Special teams you can get hurt and playing special teams like that. So you want to see. So that's actually good to see George Pickens. If he's not participating on special teams, they implementing more in the offense, that he won't be playing special teams, and he'd be more of a primary role, a bigger role in the offense coming this season. And that'd be great, actually, because a guy like that with the physicality he brings at the wide receiver position, and just the fire that he brings, that tenacity he plays. When you see his highlights, you see how he's pumped up and how he just brings that energy, and that might bring a lot more spark to offense that we don't have. We really don't know. We know we got talented receivers, and we know we got running back, we got the tight ends, we got all the pieces, but it's just the quarterback is a little concern. A moderate concern, and then you got the offensive lineman. They kind of a concern as well, a little bit. So there's like kind of a lot of question marks. So with all that talent around, so we need something. We need some people to bring spark, like Najee, George Pickens can bring sparks. Jesse Johnson is very cool and good, but also Jesse Johnson. Chris Boswell. If you saw my video earlier, the little short I made, Boswell has signed a 4-year deal for $20 million extension. So Boswell got paid before Jesse Johnson. This could mean, I don't know if this gonna mean this ticket. I don't know if this gonna mean like they kind of decided to, maybe not paying Jesse Johnson yet, or they still working on that or something. I don't know, but this could be like a sense of like, we're gonna play this year out and see how it takes us. Because like I said before, George Pickens balls out. Calvin Austin, they play very good. They're looking very good. Like you probably feel more comfortable moving on, but I wouldn't want to move on. I like to have more. The more weapons, the better. The more talent you have on your team, the better. So I'd rather have them all together, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So moving on to the next topic, the defense. The defense is looking very, very, very good this training camp, and they kind of shaping up to being like that 2019 defense we seen. Remember the 2019 defense we seen, and the early 2020 defense we seen that was playing lights out before all the injuries started happening. Because last year we had a lot of injuries, and then that in the 2020 at a certain point we got a lot of injuries started piling up too. But 2019 defense, man, that defense right there was amazing. That defense right there was locking stuff up. It was going crazy. Like, it was everywhere. I felt like every game, it was like the defense was winning the game every game. Because, the offense, we had Duck Hodges, who played. He had his moments, and then Mason Rudolph, who had his moments as well. But they wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough to help us win. But like the defense was very good. We thought Big Ben, when he came back, with that defense playing like that, we're gonna be a Super Bowl contending team. And it kind of started off, we was undefeated, but kind of like the injuries started piling up. And then the offense started getting too stagnant, too stale, and we started playing sloppy. We started playing like all these little quick, short routes, and these dump offs didn't work anymore. And we couldn't like stretch the ball on the field. We couldn't open nothing up. We didn't have anybody who's gonna beat the coverage downfield and get open and make big plays downfield. Like that, we had some guys who making plays, like Claypool was making plays, scoring touchdowns. I think he scored 11 touchdowns his rookie year, and Juju made plays here and there, and Jesse Johnson made plays, but he hit the drop problem too. But we just were stuck. We couldn't run the ball as well. So that short passing game became our run game, kind of. Like the quick dumps off, we kept doing over and over. But then people started picking on to that, and then they just kind of like ran us out. And we kind of like went on a losing streak. We lost to the Bills. We lost to the Bengals. We lost to who else we lost to? Oh, we beat the Colts. We lost to Washington. Washington, the Bills, the Bengals. We beat the Colts, and then we lost to the Browns the last game of the season, which was they rest the starters. I wish they would have played. I was advocating for us to play the starters so we can knock the Browns. You don't want to see your rival 3 times. Just knock them out. Well, they're not really a rivalry if you get beat down every time. But you don't want to see a team you play. You don't play a, team, a division rival. You want to play a division game again in the playoffs like that. I feel like we would have beat them that one game, beat them the last game, put the starters and beat them like that. We could have eliminated from the playoffs. We could have played a different team in the playoffs. A team that hadn't played, for a little fresher start. And we came in that playoff game a little like it was just bad. The over the head and all that crazy stuff. But that was just bad sense. But that defense right there, that defense we had, we thought that defense would be very promising. And this year it has that chance to be like that. That 2019 defense, that defense was going crazy, turnovers, leading the league in turnovers and sacks and all this crazy stuff. Miles Jack is going to be a very big piece. And Devin Bush, he been looking good in training camp. Maybe that spark. They had that spark. Added Miles Jack, brought a spark to him and got him kind of going and stuff like that. And then the pass rushing is very good, very elite. I think TJ Watt is going to be on I think he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year back to back. It should be 3 years in a row, basically, but you know how the NFL did a little bit. But I think he'll win Defensive Player of the Year back to back, and he's going to break the sack record for the Steelers franchise. And if he stay healthy, and he got his job a little easier now, adding Larry Ojanobi and Ogunjobi, and then Alulu coming back. He's a little older, but he's still coming back. And then you got, of course, Cam Hayward, all pro. Cam Hayward like that. His job, to the wide job would be a little easier, Especially Alex Highsmith, he's looking better in training camp as well. Start playing better in the pass rushing game too, because he's good in the run game, but in the pass rushing game, he's on solid. But if he start playing better in that, it makes your wide job easier. He got 22 sacks last year, 22 and a half, tied the record. If he stay healthy and play majority of the season or play the full season, he should be walking away with 25 sacks or something like that. So hopefully that happens. Hopefully he get it going. He win the First Player of the Year. And, just help us lead the way to the playoffs, because the defense is going to lead the way for this team this year. The offense, I don't have a lot of trust in it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I have maybe a 5.8. I'm probably 5.8 in trust in the offense. Now, the defense, I'm on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at a 9. Because I know the defense has been carrying this team for the past 2-3 years, really. They've been based on the defense. So hopefully the defense can do a little bit more. And the offense stay solid, consistent. They haven't been looking good in training camp. They playing against a top tier defense, so maybe that helped them advance. You playing against an elite defense every day in practice, you should get better. But so hopefully they get better with that. But speaking of offense, we got Kenny Pickett getting the second team reps, so he looking better. He looked better the last I think day 4 of training camp. He looked better that day. He was hitting some. He actually scored the only touchdown of the 7-shot drill. I believe so. He scored touchdown with that. He actually was connecting on stuff, looking better, looking more accurate, looking more confident out there. And he was looking. So the past 2 days, he been looking. The past 2 training camp days, he was looking better. And he been playing more consistent and been more accurate. So that's good to see. Also, Kenny Pickett, I think Kenny Pickett might be. I know Mr. Trubisky has that speed on him, but Kenny Pickett might be the most mobile out of the 3, really, because he has I don't know. I don't know if he's fast. I think Mr. Trubisky had a faster 40 than him, but I think Kenny Pickett his mobility, his flexibility, his moving around the pocket is a little better than the other 2 quarterbacks. What you see, especially when you see in college, and then you see him in the training camp, the way he was moving and doing some of the QB drills. He just move a little better than them, a little bit. I don't know. They feel like Mr. Trubisky and Mason a little stiffer, but they still have mobility too. Of course, Mr. Trubisky can get out of the pocket and run and stuff. But I think Kenny Pickett has a little more mobility than him. Maybe because he's younger or something. I don't know, but he has mobility than them. But Kenny Pickett, I feel like he won't be starting this year. He'll start next year, and I feel like the Steelers are basically just kind of lighting the spark on Mr. Trubisky. Mr. Trubisky, I believe, gonna be the starter coming into this year. But you see how the reports they keep putting Mason Rudolph has a chance to start. You see Matt Canada say that, Claypool announcing Mason Rudolph, and people they acknowledging all this stuff like that. And then when the Steelers signed Mr. Trubisky, they kept Mason Rudolph around. So maybe Trubisky was probably thinking maybe he needs to be the backup. Then they drafted Kenny Pickett. He was like, okay. I guess the job not guaranteed. My Tellman always say you don't want to see comfort. Don't see comfort. That can be taken 2 ways. It can be taken in the way of he was using it in the way of not living in the past, saying, well, I can coach this kid. He was on the podcast. He's like, I can coach this kid. So I think the kid just can't listen. And he said critiquing your own coaching and critiquing your own style. You kind of see comfort. I'm a Super Bowl champ. I'm good if I miss the playoffs this year like that. But he always want to look at it don't seek comfort. Just stay uncomfortable and stay moving. Try to get better and better. And you can take a different sense too of for the player's perspective, don't get too comfortable. Like just because you think that you like coming in, you have the Pro Bowl, you been to the Pro Bowl once, and you've been in the playoffs twice, and you was like a number 2 overall pick. Everything been kind of handed down to you, given to you a little bit. You earned it too, of course, but been like kind of easy for you to get through high school, college, stuff like that, and then the NFL too, like that. But now you're in a situation where you have to like compete against some other guys and kind of light a spark in you, and they kind of like praise and bringing praise to the other guys too, kind of like lighting on more fire and spark. It's always great to see some competition. Competition is always great, and especially with a friendly competition and quarterback in the NFL. Always great to see that, to see how the guy would like be under adversity and play when like the pressure's on. And Mr. Trubisky been doing pretty solid, and Kenny Pickett been playing better, and Mason Rudolph been playing pretty solid too in training camp. So I think Mr. Trubisky definitely gonna be the starter though. I think it's just like a tactic, a mind game tactic they're using to kind of like put some pressure on him to see how he performs like that, and like to see him and get better. Because Tom Brady used to be pressure on himself, and he was one of the best quarterback of all time. Tom Brady never got comfortable. I remember he won 3 Super Bowls, and Jimmy Garoppolo started playing, and people were like, oh, Jimmy Garoppolo's playing. The Patriots, people were saying some crazy stuff. They were saying Patriots could maybe move on from Brady and just go with Jimmy Garoppolo. People were saying some crazy stuff. I was like, at the time, you was like, that'd be stupid to do, but people were saying it anyway. The media was saying it, and Brady come back. He came back and he won a Super Bowl. He said he always played with a chip on his shoulder, even though he has 7 Super Bowls. Still to this day, probably play with a chip on his shoulder, always thinking somebody taking his spot or someone doubting him like that. And that's how you stay. That's how you stay hungry. That's how you stay. Don't get too comfortable by living on your old past accomplishment. You can, of course, you can enjoy the victory when it comes. Celebrate your victories, or you forget what you're fighting for. You can do all that, but always stay on the move. Don't settle down. Don't settle for what is already given. Go ahead and keep moving and keep getting better and better. And that's what things the Steelers kind of doing with Mr. Trubisky, is see what the best version of Mr. Trubisky we can get. So when he start this year, which I believe he will, how great he will be. But so hopefully training camp continue to go well, and they keep getting better and better. They're playing against elite level defense, so they keep learning things. And the first preseason game, we're gonna see how it looks so far like that in the real like game action. But that's all I got for this video today, guys. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on the Arsenal Live. That rhymes as well. I'm rapping today.